Hey, fourth grade, welcome back. Let's do some math. Today, we're going to talk about area of a rectangle. And there's really two different ways. Oh, I dropped my black. There's my black. There are two different ways to do area of a rectangle. We're talking about multiplication. There's two different formulas. One, area equals length times width. Or, the one I really like to do, I'm going to grab my other marker. That one's not dark enough for me. The one I really like to do, this is the one I grew up with, base times height. Area equals base times the height. The base is the bottom of the rectangle or the square. The height is going up and down. Base and height. It's kind of like you're building building, right? So 1 floor, 2 floors, you count up, okay? So I'm going to say base times height. If you're used to length times width, no problem with it. Just keep it straight. You'll be all right. In your books, let's look at page 232. If you need to pause a second, do that. 232. 232, looking at the first one there, it said, I'm looking at figure A. Figure A. And looks something like this. Now, each one of these is a square unit, right? It's a square, right? It's a square. And when you write it as a square, you put one of those little fancy squares, a little 2, which means square in math. You'll learn it. Don't worry about it. So you put a little square there. That's what the answer is. But we'll fill that in when we get there. Now, how many, imagine we start with the base. So we start, what's the base? How many blocks are on the bottom, the base, the bottom? 1, 2, 3. There's 4 of them, right? How many go up? Well, 1, 2. So you count them this way, and you count them up. 2. So there's 4 on the bottom, and you have 2 rows going up. So if I look at it, here I have area equals my base was 4 times my height was 2 equals, oh, I need a little bit more room. 4 times 2 is, everyone should say, 8. And this is where that little square comes in. You put this little 2 up by it. That stands for square, right? And I actually would say unit squared. We don't have this inches or feet or whatever, but you just put units squared. Whatever it is. It could be inches, feet, meters, miles, but you just put units in the little square. Whatever it is. It could be feet squared, inches squared. Okay? Let's look at letter B. So, erase this. Letter B, we have 3 going this way, and we have 3 going this way. Well, start with my base. My base is how many blocks? 3. And this time we'll say that these are, we'll say they're feet, just to make it so we have something to say. Okay, feet. And how many go up? 1, 2, 3. 3. So if I do my multiplication, area equals 3 is the base. 3 blocks is the base. 3 is the height. 1, 2, 3. And what's 3 times 3? Everyone should be saying 9. And now this is where we have our unit. I said we do feet here. So I put feet and a little 2 after it. I hope that can show up. I hope you can see that. I'll switch it. Can you see that? Feet squared like that. Okay? Trying to make sure, staying where we are. Okay. Now, letter C is a little bit bigger. You could count all the blocks, but you don't have to. Do the simple way. If there's a simple way, always do the simple way, right? So, how many up? Well, sorry, start with the base. What is the base of letter C? Count them. How many blocks go across? You should have counted 5. And how many high does it go up? You should have counted 6. 5 times 6, 30. There we go. Oh, it says centimeters squared. My apologies. Centimeters squared. Excuse me. All right. Now, I want you guys to focus on filling in your little chart here. Number of rows, squares per row, number of rows total, such. Just like what we did. Okay? Then come over here, 233. You can do these ones, D, H, and G, pretty well okay. But some of them are a little tough because they're like halves. Let's look at letter E. Letter E on 233. I'm looking at letter E on 233. So letter E. So this is letter E. Okay? Letter E. Now notice, I'll try to draw the shape here. And we have 4. Notice these are supposed to be full size. I don't draw the best, but you can look at it. Letter E, these are full size ones, and these ones on the bottom are supposed to be halves. Okay? So, just look at it. How many are on the bottom? Don't worry about halves or wholes. How many are on the bottom? Well, there's 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So there's 4 of them. Now, counting up, we have to count the half. Now, I got 1 hole, 2 holes, and a half. So this is 2.5, 2.5. Okay? Now we got to multiply that. All right? So 2.5 times 4. 5 times 4 is 20. 4 times 2 is 8. Add that. 2 is 10. Okay? But obviously this is not 100 units. Right? Remember, that's a little trick. We haven't really taught it to you, and I wish we would have gotten to it this year, but we're not going to. You got to count how many moves you're going to get to the decimal point. You went 1 hop in to get to the decimal point, so you got to go 1 hop in and put your decimal point there. So really, this is 10 units. Right? 10 units. Square units. Okay? Try those ones with the halves. It might be a little tough. Ask brother, sister, mom, dad if you need help. But remember, just multiply them. If they're halves, pretty much everything's going to be a half on here. If it's not full square, it's going to be halves. Okay? So, try that. Do the best you can. And we'll see how that goes. Okay? Oh, this is going to be your work for tomorrow. I'm going to put it in the list. But remember the coordinates. The first number I'm looking at on 234, looking at 2, 6. The first number is the number on the bottom. You go over 2. The second number is how much you go up. So you go over 2, up 6, and put that little dot there and label it. Okay? So over 2, up 6. Letter B is over 5, up 5. Letter C is over 8, up 3. Okay? Maybe that helps you with your work tomorrow. Okay. I hope this makes sense. I hope you guys are having a good time. I miss seeing you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.